Okay. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, Brad.
Yes.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, I called to find out a quick question. I'm on this thing when they call order restriction.
You're on what?
Order restriction.
Order of restriction. What? I don't know what order of restriction is. What is that? That's not an immigration. Is it criminal or what?
No, it's like I'm on this thing when they call order restriction, but I'd like to know if I could.
I don't know what order of restriction. Who gave you the title or gave you the name order of restriction? Restricted from what?
Court.
What kind of court? Well, let's start with this. What kind of court did you go to?
It's like a harassment court.
A harassment court?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have an you have an order of protection. You went to criminal court that somebody brought charges up against you that you were harassing them, and you now have an order of protection against that person, so you can't go within a certain space near them. That's basically it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no. As long as you didn't end up in a criminal conviction, an order of protection, you can travel. Just don't travel with the person that you have the order of protection against, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll sit next to them on the plane, and then you'll go into then you got a problem, because then you committed a crime. But as long as you're not next to them, then it's fine.
Okay.
All right, enjoy your trip.
Okay.
Okay, be well. All right, order of protection, order of restriction, I never heard of. That's but we got to the bottom of it. Okay, hi, you're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Bernstein.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Not as good as you.
Okay, so let me hear your problem, and then I'll tell you whether you're better than me or I'm better than you. Let me hear the problem first, and then I'll tell you.
I don't know if it's, because, I hear a lot of lawyers say that they want to help people to get papers. I help people to get immigrant, to get green card. But then, a lot of times, these same lawyers who are trying to help these people, they bring down somebody else to help these people to get green card. And, these are the things that I never hear lawyer talk about. What about the person who, because of, John to get a green card, you have to bring down Mary, or you have to bring down John to get his papers ready. I never hear a lawyer talk about stuff.
What are you saying? A law firm that has more than one lawyer, and so there are other lawyers who work for them, and another lawyer goes with them on an interview? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying like you said that people say lawyers say that they're helping people to get green card, and in order for somebody to help sometime, in order for them to help another person to get a green card, they got to bring down probably a citizen, so that person could get his green card.
So you're saying lawyers who set people up in bogus marriages?
Well, not the bogus marriage. Like they married to a citizen married to a person without a green card.
Right.
Once that there was an abusive relationship or whatever, and all those stuff, and then that person who never do that person nothing, but because that person wanted a green card, and they come up in a problem and say it was an abusive.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is that I understand what you're saying. That what you're saying is that nobody ever talks about there's types of cases out there called the VAWA cases, which are Violence Against Women's Act, which is if you're married to a U.S. citizen and that U.S. citizen is abusive to you, then that spouse can leave the abusive relationship and not fear that spouse is going to be deported. That as long as they can prove the abuse, then that spouse still gets a green card. And you're saying there's lawyers out there that take advantage of those type of cases and file, I guess what you're suggesting, and I'm putting words in your mouth, but you tell me if what I'm saying is correct. They file bogus VAWA cases against U.S. citizens that there was no abuse when they claim there was abuse.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. There was no abuse against the person, but because the person, they was in a relationship and the person,
listen,
it could be they even say the person who need the green card was abusive, but no, because they they went and said that person abused them when that person probably never even say a word to them.
Right. Well, I understand. There's probably situations out there where spouses claim that there was abuse when there was no abuse, and unfortunately, The way that the law is set up right now is that the Immigration Service, if they're going to make an error, they make an error in favor of the person who is being abused. Because the law says that any credible evidence can, right, because what the law says is,
We've never been abused.
okay, I hear what you're saying. All right, I'm gonna hang up, but I'm gonna talk about it for a second, okay? All right. What the law says is that when you do a VAWA case, that any credible evidence of abuse you can use against that other person. Now, this particular caller who called up, I guess, was alleged to have been in an abusive relationship, and I guess he's upset that this woman, or I guess who he was married to, is claiming that he was abusive when he was not. And if that is the case, they still have to be able to prove abuse somehow, either emotional or physical abuse. So they still have to be able to show police reports, orders of protection, bruises, emotional abuse, going to psychiatrists. But yes, there are probably people out there who may have exaggerated the level of abuse and gotten through, because the immigration is going to make an error in favor of the person who is being abused versus the abusee. The abuser, excuse me. So yes, it does happen. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, if you do make a claim for that somebody else was being abusive against you, it never comes back to harm or affect that U.S. citizen. So let's say hypothetically, I'm an American citizen. I get married and my wife claims abuse against me and eventually gets her green card. There's no effect on me. I'm still a U.S. citizen. I don't go to jail. Nobody comes and interviews me. There's no crime committed unless the police are going to get involved on some specific instance. But by the mere fact of filing the immigration papers, it doesn't affect my life at all. It doesn't hurt me from refiling for somebody else or anything else. So there's nothing negative against the U.S. citizen other than maybe the connotation that he was an abuser in an immigration file that nobody's looking at. All right. Hi. Oh. What did I do? Drop that call. All right. 1-800-LAW-LINK is my number. 1-800-529-5465. Going to line 1. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, Brad. Good afternoon. I have a question for
Yes.
you. As a green card holder, wanted to marry my fiance. I would like to know how long would it take for him to get a social or working papers?
He's here in the United States?
Yes.
Okay, he came here on a visa?
Yes.
Okay, well, you're going to file a visa petition for him, but he will not get a work permit or social until you become a citizen. So the question is how fast can you become a citizen?
Some years. I recently got the green card.
All right, so he's going to wait. He's going to wait a couple of years, but still marry him, get this thing in the file, get the application filed, because if the laws do change, then it'll get faster. But if not, it's going to be when you become a citizen.
Okay, but he already has something to assist him. His employer was.
You should have then do two things, because maybe the employer won't be around tomorrow, but the wife hopefully will be.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, you're on the air.
Good afternoon.
Hi, speak up, please.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes.
I got married 2001,
Right.
and I got the approval in April.
Right.
So that's the time I filed for my update of my citizenship green card.
Right.
But you were saying if you are in the system already, when the law do change, you'll be at the beginning of the line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that for sure because the law hasn't passed yet, but that's what most people believe. Okay?
So it's no problem then if I'm in the system already.
Yeah, nothing bad will happen to you by filing. Nobody's going to come and arrest you because you filed a visa petition. So you don't have to be scared that something bad will happen.